om'tayo, and I'm here to talk on the topic business first course. Business first course. With a tag on how not to run an unsuccessful business. How not to run an unsuccessful business. So, business first course is today's talk about. What could disturb, truncate, destroy a true business spirit? That is, if indeed it's true. Anyway, question we should tackle before venturing into business, and a whole lot of other cardinal issues will be discussed today. So I'm still here. om'tayo Samuel, still with you. Love you so much. You can always get to me. You can always get across to me in the same way you've been doing all this while. On my Twitter handle, that is Twitter at twitter.com at SSOLOMOON. That is Twitter at Solomon. And of course, my Google Plus page is still there, my om'tayo Samuel. And of course, on my mobile number. My mobile number is, I'm always with it, no doubt, is 090337572 and 36. 090337572 and 36. Of course, the code is Nigeria +sign 234 plus 2, 3, and 4. So and of course I have as an artist, I'm an artist. I always say this, I always emphasize, I always ingrain this. I have my shop on redbubbles.com and all of that. Seller.co is all there, and I have my Instagram pages as well. So anyway, those are just basically for now. So let's relax to see how far we can deal with business. So here again, I'm going to be talking about another subheading, and this is very, very peculiar. So to say, it's all about what could stop, truncate your ability to set up a business. What is that thing that could really stop you from setting up a business or managing that business to success? So there are a number of important qualities you need to possess, and so many holes you need to plug, because dipping your legs in the stream of starting a business, honestly doing so, starting a business is simple. Just watch out for the details. A need or needs to be satisfied, and make a befitting, workable, responsive, and responsible structure for taking care of them. That is the need. So a structure you can understand and control. In other words, find a need and a way or ways to satisfy it, to solve situations, solve problems. Most people will easily term business an engaging process for one to make money. Well, a time we have has gone far beyond knowing fully well that the essence of successfully running a business is not just to make money. We have gone beyond that. We should have gone beyond that. So, however, it's been rightly said that if you wish to make money, learn to manage your time and resources well. Manage your time and resources very, very well. Remember, it says learn, which means everything about business is not stagnant. You don't finish learning about business. It is a continual process. And in fact, your entire surrounding, your movement, your general interaction in life is your business school. Wealth is simply built when time and resources are managed well. Manage well with focus. Someone once said to me, millions of people on earth and you complain of being poor is the height of nonsense. As a person with brain in the skull, what are you still waiting for? Think of a way to convert them all to money. And believe me, only a trial is enough to convince you will hit gold. Now, he's not saying that we should just bump into people, hit them with something and the next thing they change into gold. No, he's talking about you, that you have probably live by it, grow with it. That is the essence of business. You don't finish learning it. Life is a business school for you and for a true business owner. So wealth is simply built when time and resources are managed well. Manage well with focus, like I said earlier. It's just interesting the way we see people nowadays and all of that. Now, we can say this young man has actually taken a giant stride, taking a swoop at the mind of champions who are used to creating their own opportunities, as said earlier in this lecture. However, I was driven to consider failures in life and businesses from two major areas. Firstly, a man's strength is simply in three places. If we are talking about, okay, you want to regard failure in areas or whatever, in, yeah, we say a man's strength is simply in three places. Number one is palm. To his palm, to draft plans and sometimes carry out his works. To draft your plan, carry out your works, put things in place. Number two is legs, to move him around in seeking opportunities. And the third one is stomach. His stomach, to keep him alive and strong enough to have a clear mind. But his weakness is just in one. Those are his strengths, but his weakness is just in one, his brain. If the brain is weak or dead, the man becomes weak or dead. And secondly, curses and jinx mentality cannot make a man failure except the man succumb to them. However, men can make curses and jinx mentality failure in their lives and businesses. Sometimes, we have to live beyond the present area where we find ourselves. Because smartness, tenacity, belief, curiosity, futuristic, and drive to fill up needs are just about some qualities one need to succeed in business. So business, no doubt, is like a sapling. You nurture it to become a tree. And also remember that business is much like a journey. You move from one point to another. Some people might have helped you in one way or another, key into the fact that good relationship builds a lot of things eventually. Don't ever buy the hand that fed you. And if there is a case, it is better you rather give a space, a time to heal and move on. And always remember that he who sticks his neck out for you sticks everything. There might not just be a second chance. Nonetheless, we are considering those things that could disrupt or truncate your ability to set up a business. So setting up a business is like retreading a tire. It's like retreading a tire and trying out a new ground to further assess ourselves among this business growing defect. Among these defect, number one, we will be talking about shortage of funds to acquire assets and to run the business, to acquire assets, run the business, and organize your liabilities as well. Number two, shortage of sustainable ideas and creativity in all areas relating to the business. Number three, unfavorable political shift within the country. When there's a shift, some shit might not just favor you. Number four, unexpected sickness, accident, death, and other just bodily harms can obstruct and disrupt the business. Number five, greed and selfishness can disrupt the business. Number six, fear and reluctance for growth and expansion. Always, when you're always comfortable settling for the dregs, that can hinder a business. Number seven, rigidity when it comes to progressive change in business. Just like life, a stitch in time saves nine. Some business owners are so engrossed, so enjoy status quo that any other change for expansion or otherwise is termed regressive. They believe in that is rigidity of the mind. Number eight, epileptic or perpetual absence of the business owner or the brain behind this establishment. When someone who holds the blueprint is missing, then a lot is missing in the business. Number nine, refusal to separate business from pleasure. The demarcation must be wide and clear. Even if your business is about hospitality and pleasure based, respecting its sanctity as a thorough business will only help to sustain it. Don't say, oh, I run an hospitality business, so let me just mix up everything together. No, it doesn't work like that. One must not disrupt the other. Then number 10, crisis, destruction, and confiscation of properties, which will also include all forms of fraudulent activities on the business. There are cases of employees defrauding their bosses and bosses shortchanging their employees, which result into the collapse of a business or its inability to grow in the long run. Because one thing is that when as a business owner, you you have employee, or you have a particular employee that you didn't treat well, he or she goes out there, definitely you won't see her giving recommendations about you. You won't see her speaking glowingly about you. And that's a minus. That is a minus out there. So now I'm going to be talking about questions we should ask ourselves and the one we should expect from people. The question we should ask ourselves and the one we should expect from the public, from the polity and all of that. So now, although we've considered so many things that could lead to business growth or helping to start a business, and even ransack the mindset and aura needed to start and run a business. So whatever I've said in this talk, in this lecture, we should keep it to mind. It's just like, we speakers, we just put forth the tip of the iceberg. It's not left for you to dig deeper, and explore the rest of the iceberg. So however, we shall also be considering the many questions one need to put to mind before going into business. Firstly, the ones you need to realistically ask yourself, with the obvious fact that no other person except you can sincerely provide answers to them. Those are the first set of questions. You must be able to ask yourself these questions before you can say, oh, I want to start a business. Remember, we are talking about how to start well and go well in the business. Number one question you ask yourself about that business is, am I ready to be independent, handling my own risk alone? Am I ready? You want to start a business? Ask yourself, are you ready to be independent? Are you ready to handle all your risks alone? Number two, what should be my selling points amidst all this sea of competitions? What exactly should be my selling point? I'm starting a business now. How am I going to break even? How am I going to break out? How am I going to be unique? Number three, although for now I have sorted out the issue of what to sell, to whom to sell my product or services, the price to sell, and the location for where to sell. But what are my extension, distribution, channel, and sustainability strategy? That's another thing I have to ask myself. Yeah, it's easy to talk about what to sell. I have the phone, how to sell, for whom to sell. But what exactly now? That's the question I should ask myself. What are my extension strategy, my distribution channel, and my sustainability strategy? How do I sustain myself? How do I extend? How do I distribute to the remote areas? If I'm doing a kind of, goods and goods and services, you can go a long way as that. What does the future hold for my business? Those are questions you ask yourself. Number four, in case of bad sales or services, customer dissatisfaction and such, what are the best, thorough, and reliable way to deal with issues? To deal with it. How do I deal with this? How do I deal with challenges? How do I deal with customer dissatisfaction? Number five, the question I'm supposed to ask ourselves is this: do I understand my business papers and transaction documents? Do I understand that? Do I really understand all those things? Do I understand those papers and transaction documents? Am I ready to get someone that is a professional to do it for me, or I get myself in maybe weekend classes to learn and master them? Because this thing should be thoroughly dealt with. Number six, how do I satisfactorily plan my holidays and leisure, including that of my staff and family? How do I satisfactorily plan my holidays and leisures? Because these things are key. As you are planning your business and you are going to get staff, you are going to get manpower here and there that will be with you. I'm talking about being with you like on the permanent basis now. You must also plan their leisure, plan their vacation as well. It's key. Number 7, how do I continually procure my raw materials or flow with the tide in case there is a change or tsunami in my line of business? How do I continually procure my raw materials? There has been a crisis, and all of that. How do I flow? In case there is a change, unexpected change, there's a tsunami. How do I still maintain my line of business? How do I progress? How do I improve? How do I move on? Number 8, do I really love doing this business? It's as simple as that. This business I've chosen, do I really love it? Do I really, there's difference between love to do something for the sake of maybe wallow in it, like a kind of lottery or something, and there is another love of you just can't stop doing this thing, and if you have any money on the side, so be it, so well and good. So the question number 8 is, do I really love doing this thing, this business? Do I really love involving myself in it? And even if I don't really love that much, how well will I put myself in a managerial position and fizzle out, get bored, or fade out, and at the end of the day I want to, like, oh, let me sell this business, oh, this business is not going, let me shut it down. How? Do I really love it that much? Number 9, how many people are already in the business, particularly in my own neighborhood and by extension in the country? Here statistics is needed. You have to know your competition. You have to know your competitors, you have to know your competition, you have to understand everything about all of that before you, and even see, listen to me. When I say understand everything about that, I don't mean like understand 100% of it. At least you have a thorough knowledge, like 70-75% of what you want to do, you understand up to that level, then you can move on. Along the line, along the way, you catch up to the 80%, 90, 85%, 90%, 95%, and 100%. But you can have 75% of knowledge of your competition, then you move on. You start anyway. Number 10, do I hope to sell my business or my business idea later on, or wait to grow it considerably before selling it as a franchise? So now, we're talking about, you might not have that particular love. Okay, for example, I love football, and I have an opportunity to invest in, say, hockey. I love football, but I'm investing in hockey. So I can, like, okay, let me use my love for football at that moment to grow this hockey business to a reasonable level and sell it. But if it had been a football business, I would have immersed myself in it, and swallow it hook, line, and sinker. But since I'm not so much in love with hockey, let me just build it, just wallowing that love I have for football as a sport, and translate it to the hockey, build it to a certain level, because I don't have that thorough 100% love for it. I want to sell it. Yeah, it's business. You sell your franchise, but is that part of your decision from the beginning of starting the business? These are questions you must ask yourself. Now, and secondly, you look inward to ruminate on questions the public can ask about your business, or which can carry on your background. You can carry on your background, your education, your experience, and love for the business as a whole. Few of the questions prospective customer can ask about you. Now, when we talk about questions others can ask you, outsiders can ask you, it could involve even your trade union and cooperative bodies, government policies, agencies, and all of that. Questions they will ask you, this, that, they will fall into this category we're going into now. And the number one is this. One, who is this man or woman as a person? Remember earlier we talked about your temperament, your character. Where exactly is your character? Does your character align with this kind of business? Does it flow with it? Can you really flow with it? So the question that we ask, who is this person, or who is this person? Who are you? Number two, what's special or unique about his or her product or service? What is unique? They will ask you, or they will ask about you. Number three, is it registered? You ask, are you registered? What sort of registration do you have? Is it the government, the industrial registration, the prayer group, the organization that are affected within the society? What exactly is your registration about or for? Number four, is he a native or a foreigner? So it's as simple as that. Because if you are starting a business in your own native land, there are some other benefit that comes with it. And if you are starting a business in a foreign land, there are some other commitments you have to make. So the question you ask you that is he or is she or he a native of our land or a foreigner here to enjoy the benefit of our land? And by extension, what is the nature of his tax? His tax remission and general community development. What is it about? They will ask. What is your CSR? What do you hope to achieve with that? So number five, what is his level of experience? They will ask about what exactly is your level of experience. Has he been involved in this kind of business before? For how long? And where exactly? They will ask you. Number six, will he put sales over quality or effect unreasonable price changes? They will ask about you. They will ask about you. Will you put sales over quality? Because they will ask, they want, every human being want competition. I mean, I'm talking about from the customer or client perspective now. They want competition so that they won't be paying so much out of their pocket. And you as a business owner, you want to eradicate competition. Number seven question is this: how virile and sincere are his competitors so that we can use them to weigh his true value? Are his competitors challenging enough? You see now, I talked earlier on about competition. Now it's coming up again here in number seven. That they are asking that. Now the first question is about how they can, try to level you up with your competitors. But in this case now, they are asking question not directly to you, about you concerning your competition. That how sincere, how viral are they? Are they active enough to give you that challenge that can make the market, that can break a kind of monopoly of the market? Number eight, what are his relevant educational qualification for this business? Now, this one is basically, four walls of the school kind of thing. Number nine, who or sometimes what is funding his business? Who is funding your business? And in case of his absence, who is going to run this business? Who is going to run his beer? Who is going to run it? Oh, if we are so okay with you, we don't want you to bring in someone, probably in your absence, you have to travel or you have to go on vacation or anything. You are bringing in someone that will not just follow the status quo, what we are used to, what we love. We don't want that. That's the question that we asked. Then number 10, what are his vision and mission statements and how relevant are they? How beneficial are they to us? Your client will ask, your customers will ask, the government will ask, the trade union will ask. So these are questions you should struggle to have answers to before starting any business. So, and on this personal note, I may not know or have any idea of the kind of business you want to start or go into, but firstly, I will say this. I'm going to say this is they are very important. Just put them to mind. Try to write out at least, please, if you are starting a business, put this to mind. Try to write out at least any 10 reasons you want to start that business. Any 10 reasons why you want to start your own business and manage your own risk. Why? Write out on your own, on a jotter pad, 10 reasons. Secondly, highlight any other 10 companies or organization doing your kind of business, and any 5 in particular you think can be, that is, any 5 in particular you think you can be better than. You understand? What I'm saying here is that you are writing 10 different companies. Now, out of that 10, you are going to highlight five, or should I say 5 ways. I think that should be the answer. That should be exactly what you should be doing. 5 ways you think you can be better than those 10. 5 ways you can, your USP should stand you out. Thirdly, highlight any 5 goals you intend to achieve in the next 5 years, with one for each year in order of importance and expected growth. In order of importance and expected growth. In order of importance and expected growth. 5 goals, one per year. Fourthly, starting with this fact on ground, how you intend for your business to grow and expand in the next 5 years. Now, here we're talking about expansion. Be as realistic as possible with all these questions, with all these notes you are taking about starting your business. And lastly, define and highlight the duties of at most any 10 staff in your proposed business. That is, if you are going to get staff, you are not going to be one man this thing. You have to highlight at least 10 duties. What are they going to be doing? What are they going to be doing? I must also say here that this depends on your expected staff strength as well. Are you looking at 10, 25, or even 1 or 2? So that is that and that. So we are going to be putting a final tag on the create of this lecture, business first course, and subtag how not to run an unsuccessful business. So it's been a blessing having all ears there to listen to me. We have succeeded in ruminating on various ideas and of surface level, different areas, different ideas, different things you need to put to mind before thinking of starting a business. They are very, very key. And you're being there to listen to me or purchasing any of my words is really, 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 really inspirational to me. In all ways, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Once again, I'm still myself, Olumide Om'tayo Samuel. My contact still there. You can see highlighted on the screen right there. Twitter.com, that is Twitter at Solomon, that is SSOLOMOON. And of course, I have my Facebook, Google Plus pages as tag Olumide Om'tayo Samuel.
Thank you.